Hi, I'm Leah Arad, the attorney at Arad Law in California. I want to talk to you about 3 points that I've discovered in my own experience about effectiveness, efficiency, and value when choosing a legal partner. Because your money can quickly lose its value. For example, when it's spread out amongst services in a larger firm. And that's because your money is being filtered through and spread among many legal professionals, other attorneys, legal assistants, paralegals, etc., and immense overhead. Spreading your money out doesn't really allow for one attorney to dig very deep into your case. Instead, it really allows many legal professionals to spend billable time digging a little, mostly in different places on the surface, and then charging you to bring it all together. But you can take that same money and have one qualified lawyer. And having one lawyer can make that money have more value because that one lawyer can take your case as a whole and dig and go deeper and find those advantages in the layers of your case than many lawyers sharing or spreading your money out. Of course, you can choose to pay a lot of lawyers to all dig as deep as they can into your case, but you're going to be spending multiple times what you would likely need to spend because when it comes down to it, it's going to be in the hands of one lawyer at a time anyway. And here's the reality about court. It's not a team sport. A case is one shot. Lawyers can take turns if you pay them enough, but they still only get one shot individually. So even if you choose to have a lot of lawyers taking individual shots at different times, it always comes down to the individual. One individual lawyer making one shot at a time. Only one person speaks in court at a time, for example. You don't get extra minutes because you brought more lawyers, and you don't get extra chances with your case because your firm is bigger. Which brings us to point number 2. And this is the biggest weakness I see in group firms and why I choose the independent route, because in my experience, that is the most effective and powerful position. When you bring your case to a group firm, you more than likely are not bringing it to the owner of the firm. And if you did get that owner is responsible for as many people involved in their law firm and that overhead. So to focus the attention required to get into those layers of your case would in most cases require far more time and attention than a busy owner trying to maintain the firm and its overhead would have. It is much more likely that that owner would pass it on to a particular associate attorney or a few attorneys that work for them. And these attorneys bring us to the next weakness, point number 3. Attorneys working for a firm rarely have developed the sense of responsibility that naturally comes from creating and owning a firm and handling the level of responsibility as well as creativity required to create a successful firm to begin with. And these employed attorneys can also really lack the sense of motivation, ambition, or enthusiasm for the depth and the creativity required to take on the heavy responsibilities that are vital to taking charge of a case. When there is a group of lawyers in a firm, even if one is mainly assigned to your case, it's really easy to lose focus on the case and instead focus on each other. Any enthusiasm that your attorney may have usually really just stems from more office competition and maybe the amount of money that can be made as quickly as possible to compete in the firm. That type of motivation itself would send their focus in a different direction than towards the creativity and the commitment required to find the weaknesses and strengths that might be found in the deeper layers of your case. These employed attorneys can also have a false sense of confidence because it really comes from the size of their firm. And this is why I've found that group firms have huge weaknesses and a gigantic lack of value when compared to a customized, personal, independent attorney approach. It's only with a customized, personalized strategy and total commitment on your case that I can turn that focus into a laser. I don't have to take my eyes off the case. I can dig through every layer and I can turn every page researching every element. The more lawyers, the more likely that focus is diluted. I choose to stay independent because it's more logically effective. It's more efficient, and your money doesn't lose its value to a group firm. I don't have an owner to answer to, so it doesn't turn my attention away, and I don't have any lawyers that I'm competing with other than the opposing counsel. So my focus is steady and it's in the right direction. I feel the sense of responsibility as if the case was against me personally. And once I have also dug into the details below the surface and discovered any advantage and remain focused and open and involved in every stage to acquire further legal ammunition, I can then amplify the emotional perspectives that stem from our laws and also come from knowing personally your personal hardships. And that begins to bring the whole atmosphere together. That's why I choose to be my own firm and not part of a group of lawyers. I realize being my own firm is an advantage. Your case does not have to be exposed to those weaknesses that are inherent in group representation.